I'm going to be going over how I basically missed out on 1.5 grand of profit from today's trade that I did not take due to me being in class. But first off, I just want to say I made some adjustments to the trading. So the reason I missed out on such a large profit is because, well, I'm now going to be taking partials. And basically the idea is I'll be doing 4 partial profits max, but I'm literally just going to hold on, like just hold on to the trade until it hits stop loss. That's basically the plan. So instead of getting out a trade at just a set 1 to 2 risk to reward, sure, I'll have TP1 at a 1 to 2 risk to reward, but after that we'll take some partials and then we'll set a new TP and then a new TP and then a new TP and just keep taking partials however many TPs I want to set. So that's kind of a new adjustment I've made because I went back, and this is why you need to backtest, guys, because you can see this in your own data instead of just, listening to other people tell you do this, do that. No, it's good to get ideas, but at the end of the day, you need to collect your own data, which is after 6 months now, I actually have a bit of my own data, which I can go back on, and because I've stuck to the same thing, I made minor adjustments, but I basically stuck to the same thing for 6 months. Now I can go and see, well, how many times did I take full TP, and then I took full TP at a 1 to 2 risk to reward, and how many times of that could I have held it to like a 1 to 10 or even a 1 to 15? Obviously, I'm not going to hold a full trade to 1 to 15, but how many times could I have just taken partials down to a 1 to 15? And maybe a 1 to 15 is extreme, but I mean, I got a 1 to 13 today. A lot of the times I'd hit a TP and it would still go to it would run down to typically a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 6. So yeah, that's something I've started doing. Anyway, we need to discuss how bad London's price action was. So here we are on GU. We won't do any really analysis. I just want to show you guys. Trading London session is not fun. So London open at 3 a.m. New York time. Obviously, I'm from the UK. Look at this bullshit, man. Look at this bullshit from 3 a.m. New York time all the way up till 8:30. So New York open. You just get the choppiest shit. And what I'm trading is from 3 to 5. For me, that's 8 to 10. What the fuck is that? How am I meant to get a trade off of that? And that's what's been happening on every single London session. You can see here, this London session here. What the fuck is that? On Wednesday, I literally didn't even bother looking yesterday. We'll go to Tuesday. You can already scout it out where it's going to be. I mean, you just get this insane level of chop. You can see there, just up, back down. It's not been fun to trade as London session, so I did have a look at New York today, and I'll show you guys the New York trade. I was actually looking at EU, Euro, Dollar for this trade, and I'll show you guys what I basically missed out on. So, daily chart. Obviously, we are trending upwards. Yes, you could definitely say this is a bullish bias, but we've just swept this buy side liquidity here. So therefore, we are trending upwards, but at the same time, we've just swept buy side liquidity, so we can expect a bit of a plummet. So bit of an unclear bias on there, but I mean the 4 hours clear as daylight. That phrase doesn't even make sense, but you can see clearly, we've inversed this gap. We're moving down. I'll mark out New York because that's what I'm talking about, because London price action, as I was saying, terrible. So New York, you got here. No, New York is on this candle here, and during Asian session we inverse this gap, so now my bias is bearish on the 4 hour. 1 hour, this is where the magic happens. So we've got our bearish bias, right? 1 hour, sure, we've inversed this gap, we haven't inversed this gap, but we've closed above this high, but we get a sweep of this. This is the candle here, which is the open. We get a sweep of that. I'm like, right, we can at least expect to move down to here. So TP1, we do want to put down here, because there is a chance it could come off here. So TP1's got to be there just for safety. But the idea is after TP1, you can kind of, once you de-risk your trade, you know, you can just let some runners go. So we get the sweep here. We're on the 5 minute now. We're looking for an inversion or, you know, some sort of confirmation we're going down. What do we get here? This candle closes below here. That is a breaker structure, a market structure shift, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter how you name it. Sorry, we get a market structure shift off here. Close now on this candle. Remember, 8:30 is the open. By 8:35, we have a trade entry opportunity. We need a fair value gap retrace after 8:35 because that's where the market structure shift has happened on the lower time frame. What do we get? Fair value gap, 1 minute fair value gap retraced into. Matter of fact, boom, our stop loss is going on top of the fair value gap. TP1, as I said, ideally we do want it to be in this 1 hour gap. We can't really because the risk to reward is going to be completely shit if we do. So what do we want to do? Well, TP1, we'll go on the 1 hour. Hang on, I need to. TP1, you know, 1 to 2, we'll put down here by the sell side liquidity. That's kind of the safest option. I mean, obviously there's a bit of risk going into this because you're trading into a bullish fair value gap. You know, there's going to be some sort of risk. You can't really expect every trade to be perfect and not be trading into some opposite confluence. But we'll hit the 1 to 2. We're taking that here. And by the way, as I said, this trade wasn't taken. It was looked at, but I never actually executed the trade. I was just looking at it while it was playing out. TP2 here. This is, you know, a nice 4 hour level. TP3 here and TP4 right down here. And you know, TP4 might not even get hit, but it did. The thing is, we've already made so much profit from the trade by the point it's hit TP3. Even by TP2, you've hit a 1 to 4. Bro, you might as well just leave the runner. Like, the profit, especially if you move to break even, which doesn't even matter with this trade anyway. After you hit the second TP, bro, there's not even any need to worry about this trade. You know, you end up hitting a 1 to 13. We can go on ChatGPT. I've kind of given it some prompts, and that is the profit per TP. 100 for the first TP, 200 for the next, 500 for the next, 650 for the next. That's risking 200 on a 10k account. Obviously, you know, you can't do that on a funded. I'm pretty sure they do have a profit restriction for the day. It's just cool to know, like, let's just say we risk 100. You know, you risk 100, half of that. The fuck is half of that? Like 700, bro. Like 725. 725 on the day still, if you risk 100, which I'm pretty sure FTMO would allow. That's crazy. That's a crazy trade, and obviously that's not a usual trade, and you guys can sit there and go, well, you didn't take it, so it doesn't count. I don't really care. I'm just happy with my analysis of this. I definitely feel a lot better now knowing, hang on, why am I just, you know, imagine if I got out at a 1 to 2. Imagine if I got out at a 1 to 2. Bro, that would be annoying, bro. I would hate myself knowing I've just lost out on all of that potential. I'd rather it, you know, leave a runner and it end up coming up to here and getting stopped out than it doing this shit. But at the same time, I do realise if I was inside the trade, my emotions would be a little bit different. However, I'm pretty happy with this analysis. It's unfortunate we didn't end up executing the trade just because I don't really like trading in the afternoon because of the fucking distraction of school. But anyway, that's it. If you guys want to see more shit, go subscribe, look at my other videos, and if you want to talk to me, Instagram and Discord are in the bio, the description. So, yeah, see you guys later. Probably not anytime soon because price action has been so shit, but we'll just fucking see.